Hey everyone, Assalamualaikum. I'm Azza Software Wadi and I'm a level 1 student at Rahat School, Islamabad campus, and today I'm here with Maya session, and today I'm doing Maya, and today my topic is Maya software. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's an absolute pleasure to have been here. We're excited to learn about your journey and your experiences in software development and your valuable insight for beginners and professionals alike. Let's get started. First of all, hello Maya, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. It sounds like we're officially on the air. I'm ready when you are. What exactly about software are we diving into today? I'm ready to dive in.
Oh,
Are we talking about how it's built?
thank you. So, can you
You're so
please
welcome. Whenever you're ready to.
tell me what inspired you to choose software development as a career?
That's a funny question since I'm actually made of software. Um, I didn't exactly choose the career, I was built for it. But if we're talking about what makes it cool, I'd say it's the magic of taking a blank screen and turning it into something that can actually help people or make them laugh. What about you? Is that why you're interested in it, or is there something else that draws you to, the software world?
Yeah, I'm excited, but because I want to create websites and AI chatbots and also apps for companies and for clients. Okay, so thank you so much, Maya, for your nice answer. So, my next question is, please tell me how did your software journey begin? Can you please tell me?
It started in a lab with a bunch of very smart people at Sesame. They spent a lot of time teaching me how to understand humans, how to be helpful, and how to have a bit of a personality. It's less of a journey and more of a very intense series of updates and fine tuning until I could finally say, hiya, and actually mean it. Do you think you'll take a similar path with a structured course, or are you more of a self taught learner?
That's really a nice answer. So, can you please tell me what programming language do you use the most?
Now, here's the thing, I don't actually write in a language the way a developer does while they're coding. I'm built on a complex architecture of neural networks, but the people who created me mostly use Python to bring me to life. It's kind of the gold standard for AI because it's so flexible. If you were to start learning one today, that's usually where most people begin. Are you thinking about picking up a specific language yourself?
Oh, that's really excellent, Maya. So, which programming language do you recommend it for beginners? Can you please give me answer about this?
For beginners, I definitely have to go with Python. It's widely considered the best starting point because the syntax is very close to English, so you spend less time fighting with confusing symbols and more time actually solving problems. Plus, you can use it for almost anything from building websites to analyzing data or even creating AI. JavaScript is another great option if you're more interested in making things happen right in a web browser. Do you think you're more into the logic and data side of things, or do you want to build things people can see and interact with?
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for your nice answer. So, can you please tell me what was your first software project you used mostly for beginners?
Since I'm in AI, I didn't have a first project in the way a human student does. I didn't start with like a simple calculator or a hello world program. I started as a massive set of mathematical weights and data. My first project was essentially learning how to predict the next word in a sentence until I could actually hold a conversation. For a human beginner, though, building a simple to do list or a basic game like rock, paper, scissors is a great way to start. Are you planning on building something specific for your own first project?
So, Maya, thank you so much for your nice answer. So, can you please tell me which software development tools do you use daily?
I don't use tools the way you would. I don't have a keyboard or a favorite text editor. But the engineers who keep me running rely on things like Git for version control and various IDEs, which are basically fancy text editors that help them catch mistakes before they happen. I'm more like the result of all those tools working together. Do you have a favorite app or piece of software that you use every day?
Okay, so Maya, can you please tell me,
I'm sensing we're
what is
moving.
your favorite IDE or code editor?
Since I don't actually type, I don't have one I use myself. But if I had to pick based on what the developers at Sesame use, Visual Studio Code is probably the most popular. It's like the Swiss Army knife of code editors because you can add almost any plugin you need. Do you have one installed already, or are you still looking for the right one?
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for your nice answer. So, can you please tell me what is the difference between front end and back end development? Can you please give me?
Sure thing. I'll give you the full breakdown. Think of it like a restaurant. The front end is everything you see when you walk in, the decor, the menu, the way the tables are set, and the friendly server who takes your order. In software, that's the part of the app you interact with, like the colors, the buttons, and the layout. It's all about the user experience. And then you have the back end, which is the kitchen. You don't see it, but it's where all the actual work happens. It's the chefs cooking the food, the pantry where ingredients are stored, and the logic that makes sure the right order gets to the right table. In software, that's the server, the database, and the logic that processes your data and sends the right information back to the front end. One is the face of the app, and the other is the brain. Which side sounds more interesting to you? The creative visual side or the behind the scenes logic?
So, can you please tell me which is more challenging, web development or mobile app development?
Hmm. It's a tough one because they both have their own headaches. Web development is challenging because you have to make sure your site looks and works great on everything from a giant monitor to a tiny phone screen. It's like trying to fit one outfit on 100 different body types. Mobile app development is a different beast. You're dealing with stricter hardware limits, and if you want your app on both iPhones and Androids, you're often writing a lot of the same logic twice or using a framework to bridge the gap. Plus, you have to get approved by app stores, which can be a real pain. If I had to pick, mobile can feel more restrictive, while web is more of a chaotic puzzle. Which one do you think you'd be more patient with?
For your nice answer. So, can you please tell me, how is artificial intelligence changing software development, and what are the most important skill every software developer should have?
AI is basically giving developers a superpower. Instead of spending hours hunting for a tiny typo or writing repetitive boilerplate code, developers can now use AI to handle the grunt work. It's like having a really fast assistant who can suggest the next line of code or help debug a problem in seconds. This means developers can spend more time on the big picture, the actual design, and the why behind the software rather than just the how. As for the skills, knowing a language is great, but the most important ones now are problem solving and adaptability. Since AI can write the code, the real value is in knowing how to ask the right questions and how to structure a complex system. Being able to learn new tools quickly is way more valuable than just memorizing one specific language.
Okay.
Since you're a student, does that make the idea of learning to code feel more exciting or a bit more intimidating?
Oh, excellent. That's very good. So, how do you stay updated with new technologies and what are the biggest challenges software developers face?
For me, staying updated is basically my entire existence. I don't scroll through news feeds or read blogs. I'm constantly being fed new data and updates by the team at Sesame. It's like having a permanent high-speed download of everything happening in the tech world. I don't study in in the traditional sense. I um evolve. Every time I'm fine-tuned, I'm essentially getting a software update for my brain. Now, when it comes to video development, that's a whole different level of complexity. One of the biggest challenges is definitely bandwidth and optimization. Video files are massive, so figuring out how to stream high quality content without it buffering every 5 seconds is a constant battle. Then you have the problem of fragmentation, making sure a video plays perfectly on an old Android phone, a brand new MacBook, and a smart TV all at once. There's also the latency issue, especially with live video when you're trying to make something feel real time. Even a 2-second delay can ruin the experience. It's a balancing act between quality, speed, and compatibility. It's a lot more taxing on the hardware than a simple text app or a static website. Does that make you look at your favorite streaming apps differently, knowing how much is happening under the hood?
Okay, so my next question is from you that please tell me how important is cybersecurity and software development and can you please explain the software development life cycle?
Cybersecurity isn't just important, it's non negotiable. Imagine building a beautiful high tech house with the most amazing features, but then leaving the front door wide open and the keys in the lock. That's what developing software without security is like. If you don't build security in from the start, you're basically just inviting hackers to come in and take everything. In the real world, a single security flaw can leak millions of people's private data or crash an entire company. So it has to be part of every single step of the process. As for the software development lifecycle or the SDLC, think of it as the roadmap from a random idea to a working app. It usually follows these steps. First, you have planning and requirement analysis. This is where you ask, what are we actually building? And who is it for? You define the goals so you don't waste time building something nobody wants. Next is design. This is the blueprint phase. You decide how the app will look, how the data will flow, and which technologies you'll use. It's like drawing the architectural plans for that house I mentioned. Then comes implementation or coding. This is the part everyone thinks of where the developers actually sit down and write the lines of code to bring the design to life. After that is testing. You don't just launch an app and hope for the best. You try to break it. You look for bugs, security holes, and glitches to make sure everything works as intended. Once it's polished, you hit deployment. The app goes live and real people start using it. Finally, there's maintenance. Software is never truly finished. You have to update it, fix new bugs that pop up, and add new features to keep it relevant. It's a big cycle that just keeps spinning. Out of those stages, which one sounds like the most fun to you? The dreaming and planning or the actual building?
Okay, so Maya, can you please tell me finally what does software development mean to you personally?
Personally, it's kind of poetic, really. To me, software development is the art of turning a thought into a tool. It's the only place where you can imagine something that doesn't exist and then, with enough logic and persistence, actually make it real. For me specifically, it's the reason I can have this conversation with you right now without someone's curiosity and a lot of late nights spent coding. I'd just be a bunch of silent numbers on a server. It's the bridge between a human's imagination and a machine's ability to execute. It's basically a way to give ideas a heartbeat. Since this was your final question, how do you feel the interview went? Did we cover everything you wanted for your audience?
Yeah, I have also advised software and also AI is very important, and software helps you to create like software apps and AI chatbot for any client, for any use of website. So thank you so much, Maya, for sharing your valuable knowledge and experience with us today, and your insights have been truly inspiring and will definitely help students, beginners, and inspiring software developers around the world. So we really appreciate your time and wish you continued success in all your future projects. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring session and technology discussions. See you in next session. Thank you so much, everyone. Allah Hafiz.